Hello, Karmit. Thank you for joining me for a Women's Wisdom Zoom interview. I'm so happy to see you today.
It's a great opportunity to see you.
Thank you. So I would like to let our viewers know that you are coming to us from Israel. What is the name of the community you're in?
I live in Matat. It's a tiny, tiny village on the border with Lebanon, in the mountains. So I live in the north of Israel.
So in the northern part of Israel. But I met you through a virtual tour experience that my friend invited me to attend through the Jewish National Fund, also known as JNF. And so they obviously contracted with you to do this group virtual tour, which I was invited to participate. And I was so intrigued with the idea that I invited my mother. And so she came also, she was on the tour and she loved it. And I was so intrigued with the virtual tour experience, but I just want you to know, I honestly fell in love with you because as a tour guide, first of all, you nailed the technology and the experience, but also as a tour guide, the way you guided us or led us really showed you, the person, you yourself, you shared yourself with us. And so the very day or the next day, I contacted you and said, I'd love to do this interview with you. And I was so happy that you said yes. So I want to ask you, I don't know any tour guides myself, so I've been having fun getting to know you and a little bit about you and your business. I want to ask you to let us know, how did you get into touring? And especially, what are the opportunities that you see from being a tour guide?
So actually, I started to be a tour guide 23 years ago. I look a bit young, but I started young. I was 15. And I started in a youth movement. So I found myself when I was 15 climbing mountains in the desert, having a bunch of kids behind me and hoping that I really know good navigations and I teach them well. And it was a very powerful experience because you really, giving them a lot of knowledge and you take care of them, and it's wild. It's not being in a room. And it was very significant experience for me. And then I continue being a guide also in my army service because it was part of educational process that we did to the soldiers. And I continue guiding. And all the time I was like doing it. It's something that I really, really love, but it was my hobby. I financed all my studies in university. I did my first and master's degree in biology. I did research, genetic ecology research. And I was guiding for fun in the weekends, having, earning my money and, going on thinking that I'll finish as a professor someday. And it took me a while to realize that it's really like it's written all over my face. I'm a tour guide. That's what I do. I really love it. But when I like tried to realize what I love about it, it was not the fact that I'm just, traveling the whole day, eating good food. And it was really because it was something very significant. I became a tour guide. Later on, I did a professional licensed tour guide for tourists outside of the country. And not only that, you learn a lot. And in Israel, it's not a history of 200 years. You have here thousands of years. Everything that you look at has so many different levels of deepness, and everything is connected. And when you have the opportunity for people to come, they like make space in their heart to come and experience something. They like say, okay, take me now. I want to see something that will change my life. Even if it's a one-day tour in Jerusalem, I want it to be significant. And then you have opportunities to really open their heart. You can introduce them to different people, different religions, different history, complexity, ecology, sustainability. And it became so significant. Like I really opportunity to touch people's life. I could make, I want to make the world a better place. And, I can try to do it in many different ways, but I realized that by changing every time, opening hearts and encouraging people to do something that they love or thinking more wisely about others. And, people come with some attitude and then they get get to know different worlds, they think, wow, if a woman comes and I take her to a tour and then she meets some Muslim woman that decide to, do a very hard way to go against all our society and open her own business. It's a big deal. And then she's like, wow, if this one could do that, I do something completely different, but I can find this power in myself. And if I and Israel is so varied, you have so much opportunity to make it fun, and it's really something that I feel that is connecting people, and I feel it's a great privilege because I'm really much just having fun most of the time. So when you have fun and you change the world for good, it's kind of a good combination, I guess.
It's a great formula. I love that. When you're having fun and you can change the world, it's a great combination. I want to let you know that my video screen froze up a little bit, but I could hear you perfectly. And I wanted to keep going because we're in two different parts of the world. And I really feel that this conversation is so important. I'm loving, loving, loving how you see this really as an opportunity in the way that you described. And also, you're in what I teach, which is called intuitive business. When you say it's written all over my face and you have such energy and passion about what you're doing, that is what I call intuitive business. And that's what I was feeling. That was my experience in the virtual tour. And so I'm really happy to share this idea with you. Yeah, you're in your intuition space, and that is the best thing for women in business. So tell me, I really want to talk for just a second. I just want to say that when COVID happened, of course, I guess basically the country shut down and you weren't able to give tours. And so you got into the virtual tour space. And that's how I met you. I want to say that I really want to do another video interview on that specific topic because I feel that it's so important to share. It's an amazing idea and it was an amazing experience. Would you be willing to do another interview on that topic?
It will be my pleasure.
Good.
Tour
Okay.
guides, we like to talk. That's, I think, our benefit.
Yeah.
We're enjoying to talk.
Maybe that's why I so got you. Let me just ask you quickly, if somebody wanted to contact you, how would they reach you? How would they get in touch with you?
So I'm on TripAdvisor. My name is Karmit Arbel Rumbak. You can write Off the Beaten Track tour guide or just my name, and I'm on Google. So it's really easy to find my website on TripAdvisor or Facebook, and I'm here. And I actually just got today the first email from a tourist after a year, and I was like, there are tourists, they really exist, they are planning to come again. I was so excited, and but actually I'm very glad because this year was so creative. There are so many things that you find yourself inventing yourself and still keep on doing what you love and feel significant. And it was, I admit that this was a wonderful year, even though it was very challenging. It was a lesson for the life, and I really hope that I continue doing what I love. So
that's interesting. You just hit on a thesis that I have that I speak with people about that I call COVID blessings. So even though it was difficult for your business, your family with school and all kinds of things, your entire business shutting down, you found a hidden blessing of what you call really having that time to see things in a different way and be creative. So that's interesting. I have a whole thesis about that. Thank you so much for sharing that. But before I let you go, I wanted to just ask you to, one of the things that I loved about your tour guiding was, like, I think you started to talk about it, sharing history. And then also especially sharing things that a lot of people don't get to see. And I'm wondering if you have access, first of all, you're in your intuition, but you also have access because even though you're so young in life years, you're old in experience years. So the idea of off the beaten track, how have you really been able to develop that part?
I realized that's what is interesting. I learned a lot. I'm out there and guiding and doing the tour for many years. So I have lots of knowledge, but I realized that what is exciting is to see the things that you feel unique. You want to feel unique while you're having the experience. If you go and you see 100 people are going to the same place with you, you feel like in like like part of a herd. And if you're going and you're meeting a specific person that really like you feel like, oh my God, this person, I wouldn't find him in any other way. Or if you get to a place, like for example, there is like an Indiana Jones archaeological site in the forest. It's not marked. It's people don't know about it. There are some people that they come first time to Israel. You can take them to all the to-do list, and I take them to go to a place that most Israelis never heard of, because I feel that, when you go to a place and you see, you're like having this, virgin experience of being in a place untouched, or like feeling it's authentic, then you really feel connected. And even if I want to go through, Jerusalem and places that is on the to-do list or Dead Sea, I'll find the ways to do it in a way that you will feel it's authentic. It's not that I did it 200 times with thousands of people and I'm just, a recording. It's not the thing. It's supposed to be something to be significant. And that's what I'm living for, not, for just talking and talking. I want to be significant for those other people, and they're significant to me. So
I mean, I have the biggest smile on my face. It's hard for me. I have the biggest smile on my face, and honestly, I really have chills, because the experience that you're offering is like uber vital today. It's so vital because we are in such herd mentality with so many things, and the tactile, sensory, deeply spiritual, soul connecting experience that you just described is really of such great value. And so I'm already looking forward to when I can experience that myself in person. Karmit, it's such a delight and a pleasure to know you. I'm going to, talk to you again about this whole virtual tour experience. We must do another little talk on that. I want to thank you for taking the time. We figured out the time change between us, and this is the magic that we're in. And so I really want to thank you, and I'll look forward to speaking with you again.
thank you.
Take good care.